welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a really powerful content strategy, one that's built specifically for this new age of AI search. It's all about making your content the definitive answer, not just another link on a long page of results. So let's dive right in. The way people, and more importantly, the way AI discovers content has totally changed, and that leads to a pretty critical question for anyone creating content today. Are you building for yesterday's internet, or for the answer engines of tomorrow? This slide perfectly illustrates the shift we all need to make. We're moving away from writing single, huge, monolithic articles. The new way is all about thinking of your content as modular, reusable Lego blocks, where every single section is its own self-contained answer, ready to be picked up and used anywhere. So here's our game plan for the next few minutes. We're going to cover why this big change is happening, what this whole section first approach actually is, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how you can put it into practice. From picking the right articles all the way to measuring whether it's even working. Okay, first up, the new content game. Let's really set the stage for why this change in strategy isn't just a good idea. It's pretty much essential for survival. Now, for years we've all been obsessed with SEO, right? Search engine optimization. But the game has changed. We are now officially in the era of AEO, or answer engine optimization. This is where AI systems, chatbots, and voice assistants are actively hunting for direct, crystal clear answers that they can quote in their results. So if the whole game is about providing these direct answers, how do we actually do it? Well, that brings us right to the core concept of this whole thing, the section first answer. And the key difference here is that AEO isn't really about getting a click. It's about becoming the direct source for the answer itself. Your content has to be so clear, so well structured, that an AI can confidently lift it out and present it as fact, all while citing you as the source. That's the goal. This right here is the big idea. You've got to stop thinking of an article as a single sculpture. Instead, think of it like a kit of Lego blocks. Each section, every H2 or H3 heading, is its own standalone asset that can answer one specific question, get repurposed for social media, and be easily understood by a machine. Now, for the fun part, the practical stuff. I know this all sounds great in theory, but where on earth do you even start? The good news is, you don't have to rewrite everything you've ever written. It all starts with a smart, data-driven way to pick the right content to work on first. So instead of just guessing, we use data, you want to find those evergreen articles, the ones that already have some traction, pages with a steady traffic that's almost on page 1 of Google. These are your low-hanging fruit. Just write for a section first update that could push them right over the top. And this rubric makes it so much easier. It turns selection into a simple, repeatable process. Just score your potential articles against these criteria and focus your energy on anything that gets an 8 or higher. Simple as that. Okay, so you've picked your winning article. What's next? The next step is to break it down and start crafting individual sections that are perfectly optimized for both busy, skimming humans and those answer-hungry AI bots. Now this is key. You basically have to invert the way you were taught to write. Lead with the answer. Each section has to start with a 1 or 2 sentence micro answer that gives the reader and the machine the main point instantly, way before you get into any of the extra context. And this right here, this is the formula. It's a simple 4-step pattern for every single section. A clear question for the heading, the direct micro answer right underneath it, a little bit of context, and then, and this is clever, a note for how to reuse this little block of content later. It's a recipe for total clarity. Now this is where the strategy really starts to pay off. We're about to see how one single perfectly crafted section can generate an entire week's worth of social media content with almost no extra effort. Seriously, this is where the magic happens. All that hard work we did up front, crafting that perfect, self-contained section, it's about to pay off in a huge way. You're not just writing an article anymore, you're actually creating a content engine. Just look at this format map. It shows you exactly how systematic this can be. That's one section can be directly turned into a LinkedIn carousel, a Twitter thread, a short video script, even a quote card. You're not reinventing the wheel for every platform. You're just reformatting the same core answer. And here's a perfect example of that in action. This punchy quote was pulled directly from one of those well-crafted sections, and it's instantly ready to become an engaging social media graphic. It's a valuable piece of content all by itself. Finally, since this is a data-driven strategy, how do we actually know if it's working? Well, the answer is, you have to evolve how you measure success, tracking what matters for both search and social. Your dashboard needs an upgrade. Sure, keep your standard SEO metrics, but you also need to start tracking new AEO signals, like whether you're getting cited in AI overviews. You also have to watch social engagement and even operational metrics like how fast you can turn a section into a social post. And remember, this is not a one-time project. It is a continuous iterative loop. You run a small pilot with one section, you measure everything, and then you decide, do you need to tweak the format or was it a home run? Then you can scale to other articles. This is how you build a predictable, high-performing content machine. So the main takeaway is this: you're totally transforming your content process. You're not just writing articles anymore. You're building an efficient engine that turns one piece of work into a predictable social media calendar, and a machine designed from the ground up to be cited by the answer engines of tomorrow. And that really leaves us with one final thought. Your next breakthrough content campaign probably isn't some new idea you have to come up with from scratch. It's likely hiding in plain sight, right inside your best performing articles, just waiting for you to unlock it, one section at a time.